Hello and welcome to the final episode of our movie collection.
Dun, 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 dun.
We will be throwing this podcast into a fucking ditch after this one.
It'll be available for listens.
Nope, I'm canceling, guys. This is it.
Oh, well, at least we're
This is the last one.
picked a good
I'm
movie
saving
to
my
end it on.
$14 a month. Fuck you guys. Fuck the critics. I knew you'd like that one, Tom. All right. We just went and saw Joker,
Mm-hmm.
the brand new flick starring Joaquin Phoenix. Is it Joaquin or Joaquin?
Jokin. He looks more like a Jokin.
Imagine that he went by Joaquin.
Jokin. Jokin, Joker.
Joaquin
You know, he went by Lee Phoenix
Really?
as a child.
Really?
Child actor.
He goes by Joe.
Do you know that his older brother was actually named Brooke, but they changed it to River? 'Cause it rolled up-
Really? Nah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Shut up. Shut your butt.
He was a part of a cult, his older brother or something?
Yeah. No, his parents were.
Yeah, because
Or they moved it back to
I read that, because they came from Venezuela. It was
South
interesting.
America,
Yes, and then they actually were part of the Children of God, but it was, and I guess that it was before it got really bad. I guess that was the cult where they would introduce young children to like having sex with like older men
You don't
and
like
stuff
Hell
like
yeah.
that.
You don't like to work, right?
yeah, yeah.
You don't want to pay bills?
You want to live in South America?
You
Hot?
want to come fuck little
And then
kids?
the
in
crazy
South
thing I
America?
read was like a couple months after they moved to the States, his whole family became vegan back in like the 80s, which was or the set whatever it was.
Definitely
yeah.
not hip back then.
No, that's why I was like very interesting.
Good for them. You know?
But he smokes a lot of American spirits.
Does he?
Yeah, they like that. It was a I think it was Vanity Fair interview. I read most of it, and like he was saying, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm vegan, so obviously I eat plants, whatever. And he's like, I don't really eat much junk food, but I do smoke. And then the interviewer had wrote like he had like 2 packs of American spirits with him and a lighter on the table, and like he like always usually has like 2 packs on him.
Yeah,
or
'cause he was sucking down those cigarettes in this
oh
movie.
yeah,
All right, we saw Joker, the brand new flick.
The brand new flick.
It's surprising that this movie is directed by Todd Phillips, obviously, because he's known for Hangover, Due Date. Remember that flick with Robert Downey Jr.
Wow.
Zach Galifianakis?
Yeah.
timeless.
Did not like that one. I do love Road Trip. Do love Old School.
Does he have
Even Starsky and Hutch. Not horrible. Not great,
Mm.
but not horrible.
Does he have any serious movies on his resume?
Probably the most serious out of all of these is probably his last movie, which was fucking War Dogs with Jonah Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Wow,
Because the other ones are pretty much just straight up comedies.
that's crazy. He really went.
He was nominated for Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay for Borat. Todd Phillips.
Jesus, those are all the movies he has, and then he did this.
And he's always in his own movies, which I'm actually surprised he wasn't in this movie. Because like, what movie? Hangover. They get in the elevator, and he's the guy eating out the chick.
Oh, yep.
So he's in like all of them. What was he in Old School? Fuck. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck it. All right. Movie stars Joaquin Phoenix, Robert De Niro, Zazie Beetz. Zazie Beetz' character was interesting because you knew she wasn't.
She was kind of out of place
Yeah.
Think so?
in the movie. Yeah.
You think?
She didn't really feel like she was from that time either, which I thought was weird.
I don't know. I feel like you kind of started like you already knew kind of that. She
Yeah,
wasn't
I knew.
gonna be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was
The
like
turn wasn't as.
it was
good.
such an easy like, just how she like came and talked to him was like I was like, huh, like this doesn't I don't expect this.
Yeah. Like okay.
And then at the honestly the comedy club is what which is kind of what made me realize it a little bit more because he was like hearing the laughter in his own head.
Mm-hmm.
And then like she was smiling and stuff too and like laughing and because I thought if that was real like it was going to be a shit show and she's like Jesus Christ this guy's terrible.
When he
Yeah,
envisions
yeah.
himself
Yeah.
on the Murray Show, and that daydream he has,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
when you're like, okay, we're expecting more of these.
Yeah.
And they
That's
obviously
what gave it
happen
away for me.
periodically through the movie. And I thought like when he gets asked to go on the show later in the movie,
Mhm.
like I thought that was going to be like a dream sequence.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
really?
he's really getting invited,
Yeah.
but then obviously he actually was invited.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great flick, man! Joaquin Phoenix really brought it.
Yeah.
God, he went so method.
Yeah.
Oh man, some of those scenes later in the movie, like when he has that face paint on, and he's like looking like that.
Yeah, right
Remember
before he
that?
kills
He's turning
the
his
guy.
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like contorting his body, and he's got both his arms out.
God, he lost so much weight for this movie.
Yeah,
His legs were so skinny. Like when he'd be sitting on the couch and his legs were like coming up, they're like so skinny and they just like the same width. Like his thighs weren't bigger than his calves.
Yeah,
It was
it was just
disgusting.
like leg.
Yeah, dude, it was disgusting.
I think I read it was like 52 pounds he lost.
Wow.
How much do you think he weighed in that movie? Like 120?
Well, how big is he? What's his height?
6'8".
He's a rather
Big boy.
tall actor. Oh,
I feel like he can't be
6'2"?
tall. He's probably like average.
6'1", 6'2"?
I'm guessing 5'10".
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 5'10", 5'11".
He doesn't look very big.
Because when he's standing on the car, I think maybe it was when he was standing on the car.
He's 5'8".
Wow.
He's a tiny little
5'8"?
guy.
Jesus, man. 5'8's tiny.
I mean, with what he looked like, he probably weighed 90 pounds.
Yeah, he probably weighed like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, what the fuck? He's only 5'8". Like if we saw
That's
him in
weird.
person, he'd be like a little Demas.
Yeah, he would.
A
Yeah.
little-
That's
like a
funny.
little fucker.
Well, I thought he was taller, man.
I did not think. I thought that, yeah, like 5'10", 5. I thought, if anything, like average, not 5'8". Sorry for anyone who's 5'8" listening to
That's
this.
so weird.
God, these actors are always shorter than you fucking think.
No, but sometimes they're tall.
Yeah, but dude, tall actors are much rarer.
I didn't know Leo was tall. I never knew that.
Yeah,
That's
Leo
such-
is
that's
6'1",
shocking.
6'2". That is taller. I mean, like Heath Ledger 6'1".
What about like Jim Carrey?
Oh, I think he's like 6'4".
Like honestly, I shit you not. I watched this movie with Joaquin Phoenix, and then I think of a Jim Carrey movie. I could say they're both the same height.
Well, Jim Carrey's only 6'2".
That's pretty tall.
Jeff Daniels 6'3".
Like I would
Jeff
never.
Daniels is 6'3".
I could easily, if you just asked me, are Joaquin Phoenix and Jim Carrey the same height? I could just be like, yeah.
Cameron
I would
Diaz
never be like,
5'9".
wait.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing Joaquin Phoenix next to Jim Carrey.
Oh my
You'd be
God.
like, one's a tall actor,
Yeah.
and the other is a tiny little guy.
No, that is true. That's crazy that he's 5'8".
But like most of Joaquin Phoenix's movies, he has a very slender frame,
Yeah.
and I'm actually not surprised he's short because like he's like a weird nerdy skinny guy.
Yeah, but he has a slender frame. He looks tall to me.
Except
So
in-
weird.
I don't know.
He looks like a stretched out guy.
Except
think
in,
it's-
what was it called? Where
movie
was I
Trickery,
even
dude.
here? Or what was that one?
I'm sure he's
that-
got lifts. I'm sure he's got lifts.
Lifts.
He's not walking around at 5'8" on a movie set in full costume. They probably
Wish you
lifted him.
were. Oh, what the fuck is that called? Wish you were never here.
Yeah, wish I was.
He's probably
here.
walking around at 5'9",
well,
5'10" with them shoes on.
That movie, he plays like that crazy.
That movie and this movie are, dude. I'm telling you, this genre. I'm not quite sure what it's called. Like the man pushed to his limits genre
Yeah.
Taxi
of
Driver?
Taxi Driver, First Reformed,
What's that fucking
fucking
movie where he's in traffic?
Falling Down.
I love that movie.
Yeah, like that genre. Like this is that genre.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I looking up? Oh yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. I want to see what was the name
How
of that
big's
movie.
his dick?
I'm guessing a good 7 inches.
Wow.
That's a big dick for a guy that's 5'8".
Yeah. He's packing. Some
You were never
salami.
really here.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And that movie's so similar to this movie, except he's kind of a good guy, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, because
honestly,
he kills fucking.
I mean,
child
Joker is a bad guy in this movie.
Yeah.
not-
Yeah, because like First Reformed, he's not evil.
Well, he's about to become a terrorist.
Yeah, but he doesn't do it. He's all fucking...
Yeah, because he kills himself. Well, supposedly. I mean, you don't know if he does or not.
Right. Did you
But-
think he was going to kill himself at the end of the movie?
These
This movie?
movies always, they're about to commit. Well, except for You Were Never Really Here, he just saves a girl from sex trafficking.
Yeah.
And which yeah, You Were Never Really Here was probably more similar to Taxi Driver, because Taxi Driver, he's about to kill a politician, but doesn't, and saves a girl from a prostitute.
Yeah,
drug
this
house.
movie's about a villain.
Yeah, this movie's more of.
As much as they make you love him, he's a villain.
I think First Reformed is closer than it is to Joker, because he's about to become a terrorist,
yeah.
but then doesn't. That's the only thing is he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
But Joker is like these movies, but they do it. Like in Taxi. What if Taxi Driver, he actually killed that politician?
Yeah.
You know, what if the guy actually became a terrorist?
Mm.
Joker's
Yeah, because
like,
those movies are about a guy pushed to his limits who wants to turn to the evil side, but doesn't.
Yeah, something happens right
And keeps
right on
him,
the brink.
keeps him in the
Gives
good.
you hope.
This movie is about a guy who just is pure evil.
Pure evil that commits pure evil.
Yeah.
Like, the kills in this movie.
I thought he was going to kill himself at the end.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of started thinking he was gonna.
I didn't, because I saw these. Well,
I thought he was going to kill. I thought he was going to kill Robert De Niro, and then I thought he was going to blow his brains out on national TV, and it was going to be like that was what pushed people over the edge, was seeing someone kill.
I just saw articles that were like, would they be open to doing a sequel? And I guess now they're kind of like, Joaquin Phoenix is open to doing a sequel.
Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah.
The interesting thing though is I forget his name, but the guy, the director of this movie, was this director, already said that like Robert Pattinson, like his Batman and this Joker,
Oh, that would work.
these two will never, he said, will ever cross paths.
No,
Yeah, he said that
because he's younger.
Robert Pattinson could face a Joker, but it would be in that genre. I guess he said, and he was very vocal about it at like Comic-Con or some other place.
Because obviously you have to have a younger Batman.
Yeah.
Because you can't. It
Yeah, 'cause
can't
Well,
be.
supposedly they're doing the next Batman is supposed to be take place in the 90s.
Right.
So like it kind of
20
lines
years
up.
later.
Like if it's 10 to 12 years later,
10, 15 years later.
it would be
He's
the
10
90s.
years old.
It would be like the 90s.
Right. Then he's like early 20s.
I don't know. I feel like
how
it's
old
such
do
a
you
missed
think-
opportunity.
And how old do you think how old do you think Joker is in this? Because his mother's older. You know, she's not like
40.
30 to 40.
Yeah, I'd say 30 to 40. So I guess he could still be kicking around because Bruce, when he sees
How
Bruce
old did
Wayne,
his mom look? 55?
What?
60?
Like late 60s, probably?
Yeah, I'd say late 60s. I didn't.
Yeah, but she was like
wouldn't-
severely like mentally.
Yeah,
She
He's
could be
40, he is 40 years old. He's a 40-year-old fucking failed clown.
I didn't think he felt like he had to at least be 40. I thought he landed somewhere between 30 and 40 because his mother is
He's
not.
definitely not playing a 30. You're 30 years old. You think that Joaquin Phoenix that we just watched in the movie was only 2 years older than you?
He could, yeah. I
No,
didn't
he's
think,
at least 10 years old.
when you live a mentally unstable life and you're unhealthy, you don't look
Yeah, but Joaquin
young.
Phoenix is like 45 years old. He's not. I don't think they'd play his age like.
but
15
even if he
years.
was 40,
I'm not saying 30. I said between 30 and 40. I didn't feel like he was 40 to 50.
I'm saying 38 to 44 years old.
Yeah.
yeah, because I was going to say, so like even if Bruce Wayne is what 13, 14, maybe
Yeah, I
That's-
thought like
that's
10.
safe.
12. Yeah, how old do you think
10.
Bruce Wayne? Yeah, 10 to 12.
Yeah.
10 to 12. Yeah, so then you could say if you fast forward
It doesn't really line up. That's the only thing.
10 years.
Joker would be an older guy. He'd be like in his 50s.
Yeah, but wasn't Joker in his 50s? In the comic books and stuff and in the cartoon?
Dude, there's been so many iterations.
Yeah, but like just the OG original Joker is an old guy. I think that's how it's supposed to be.
There's like 70 years of Jokers. I don't even know which
Yeah.
one you'd
I
even
saw
choose.
a shirt that had like that showed all like the legendary Jokers, and luckily Jared Leto was not on it.
No. I forgot that even happened.
I know.
Yeah, like I never pictured a young Joker.
It's like you're the whole time you're watching the movie, you're kind of comparing it to Heath Ledger ish, but you never even think about
Yeah.
Jared Leto. Did you guys?
No,
That never crossed my mind.
I
until you
honestly
just
didn't
brought it
even
up.
really think of Heath Ledger that much.
Only a few times, just because he looked a little bit like it. But no, the performance is so different.
Yeah,
You know,
like it's so different that it's like you can't even say which one's better.
Yeah, well,
how much
you
screen time does
can't.
Heath Ledger have in Dark Knight? Like 20 minutes?
No, it wasn't that.
I don't know. I think it's hold on. Let me look it up. I think it's actually short.
Really?
I'm pretty hold on. Let me look it up. I think I saw this fact once.
Well, plus the obvious thing is Heath Ledger was already balls deep
There's
as
the
the Joker.
beginning scene. Then there's the scene within the fucking room, where he pencils that guy.
Mm.
Then there's the ballroom scene. There's the jail scenes. There's the money burning scene. But I mean, I guess I might not add up. I mean, it's not an hour.
Mm.
This is a standalone, so obviously it's just mostly
He's only on screen for 33 minutes of a 2 hour and something movie.
yeah.
Mm.
Which is pretty short. He's on. Joaquin Phoenix is on the screen for.
Yeah, I mean it's a movie just about Joker, so
Yeah.
it's not like they could put anyone else on the screen.
Yeah, plus
But even Batman in the movie.
Heath Ledger was already established as Joker. So it was like he was already at, he's been over his tipping point.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of a villain origin story, it's like, man, I don't think they could do one much better than this.
Yeah, no.
Do you think
They did.
what do you think DC does next? Do you think they start doing more villain-ish
Probably not.
standalones?
No, probably not. It'd be great, but will they? No. They're gonna go fucking reboot something again, and
you couldn't see them doing like a Riddler movie.
I'd be dope.
Where like an Oscar-worthy actor just becomes the Riddler for
That'd be
one
dope.
movie.
That would be dope. It's just they just can't. The only thing I hope they don't do is they have to whatever they decide character-wise, they have to write it. They can't just try to copy this and go for like shock, kind of like shock value, or not even shock value, but just being like really, really dark and stuff. It has to fit the character. But what they can carry from this is it be more of a serious tone and not just a typical action hero, superhero movie.
Yeah, and the R rating.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It's
Will they do more R-rated superhero movies?
It's also, this movie is like the falling down genre of. It's like that genre turned into a comic book. It's like Logan, how that's like a Western.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Logan.
Yeah, it's like there's only been a few comic book movies that now where they're like not just comic book movies.
It's a good movie.
It's like a good movie,
that
but
has
it's
a
also
comic
based,
book.
Yeah.
as a different genre.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are do you think other movies will do that? Like I'm trying to think. Like, I guess Guardians is more of like a space opera, but that's not far enough away. What other genre? If you say you did a Riddler movie, what genre would you mix with that?
Comedy.
A comedy? Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, could you do like a?
I would almost
keep blending the genres together, like a comic movie that's like a straight up comedy.
Could be a dark comedy.
Yeah.
They could try to carry over the dark tone from this, and then make it also like, wow, that movie was surprisingly funny, but still fucked up. Like that's what they should try to do. And then if they ended up doing a Batman one, you could be like, wow, that movie was kind of like a hero movie, but still really fucked up. Like keep that fucked up tone, but then like you said, try to blend each type of movie. Kind of like, what this movie reminded me of? Split. Just because of how much it was about like mental illness.
Yeah.
And like the standalone performance.
Uh-huh.
Like, so his performance in that movie and, the mental illness thing. And then like how it'd be cool, like they could kind of do it like that. Like Unbreakable was kind of a different toned movie than Split.
Yeah.
And then when they did Glass, obviously they tried to mix it all. So it'd be cool if they tried to do something like that.
I just feel like it's such a missed opportunity if this isn't connected to the new Batman.
Yeah.
Plus, it'd be a cool side of Batman where I feel like it'd be a lot more grounded in reality. I mean, Dark Knight was obviously somewhat more realistic, but this new Batman could be even more, where it's maybe not as techie and gadgety. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I want him to be
more detective.
Yeah, I want him to become a detective.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I mean, I think the bigger question is like, because they could easily just make it connected and just be like, yeah, I'm that Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And then it's connected. That's but that's cheesy. The bigger question is Joaquin Phoenix going to be the Joker?
In his universe.
In the universe.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the question.
I mean, because they're saying he's not going to be.
It'd be so easy for them to just make a Batman movie and then that Batman to be like, yeah, I was a kid and that was that. Like, and them just be like, yep, that was him. It's not like they're going to use the same actor or anything, you know what I mean? Like, they could so easily just cash grab and be like, yeah, it's connected.
I don't know. I mean, they would probably be smart to just not even use the Joker. Because, like, Batman, how long has he been making movies now? Since, like, 1989, I think, was the first Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
We've only seen, like, a handful of villains.
Yeah.
When Batman has 70 years or whatever it is.
Maybe they could do it where
villains that they could use.
Maybe they could do it where like they could tip their hat and say it is connected, but by the time Robert Pattinson takes over, the Joker's like killed him. I don't know. Maybe he's died, but his legacy still is.
Yeah, maybe in this universe, it's like the Joker is what starts Gotham on the path to have villains.
Yeah.
Because that's what it kind of did.
And that's what he's
killed his parents.
He's trying to rid what he started.
Because like now, like before, Gotham was like a city that was on the brink of chaos, but then Joker's the thing that sparked the chaos.
Yeah.
And now like the Penguin and the Riddler, like all this
they could
stuff.
just easily make a shitty movie and then say, yeah, that's the connection.
Like what shitty movie?
They could make the new Batman. It could suck, and they could still be like, yeah, it's connected. Because they don't have to. What do they have to carry over? All they have to say is, yes, that's the beginning.
I guess. But what do you
If they don't carry over anything from this movie, then
I'm just talking about like the death of his parents, like by the guy wearing the Joker, man. You know, like that type of stuff. Just I wanted to carry over.
Or what if like they are in the same? Well, I mean, like the director did say, but you know, he could change his mind. Or what if like eventually Bruce Wayne, when he gets older, the Joker is still alive, but he's still incarcerated. And he's got scenes of going to visit him.
Yeah, almost like a Hannibal Lecter style.
Oh, like in the mental hospital.
Yeah, where like he's never going to be the outside villain, but you're going to get those interactions, and then he's going to be going to him because what's happening, what he's trying to solve, what almost like a serial killer type shit,
He's like
with like
trying to figure it out. Yeah.
By picking his Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, literally exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we might as well just write it for him.
Then that way, like, you know what I mean? Though it's just like. They could make a new Batman movie. It could suck, and they could still just say...
It's not gonna suck though. Matt Reeves, dude, banging director.
And they could just say yes, it's connected, or no, it's connected. It's not going to have any weight on the movie if nothing is carried over. If there's no characters carried over, or
I don't even need Joaquin Phoenix. I just want them to carry over the plot of this movie.
Yeah,
like I don't even care if we never see Joaquin Phoenix. It's fine. It was a great performance.
I think this is.
Him redoing that and keep continuing on might actually hurt it.
Yeah.
We don't need to see him fucking laugh and do all that crazy shit more. It was an amazing performance.
Yeah.
I just want the plot of this movie to carry over.
I think this was
the chaos that he caused.
This was probably my favorite.
Yeah, but that's any chaos that's going to be in any comic book movie. All they have to say is...
Yeah, but I want this particular event to carry over.
Yeah, but in what way? That a flashback? If there's no characters in the movie associated with this movie...
Yeah.
Then all they have to say is that, yes, that's the past. And then,
well, not in that exact line, but...
Right, and then it wouldn't even be in the movie. It would just be the director saying, yeah, it's connected. Okay. Because then other than like if they try to carry over the tone, you know what I mean? If they do a fucking Batman movie, it's still going to be Batman's parents were killed. You know what I mean? The only way they can keep this going is to have Joaquin Phoenix in it.
Yeah.
As that fucking fucked up Joker.
It's true.
Because then they're just gonna because the movie's gonna be so well loved, right? It already is. I mean, I guess some people don't like it, but they're just gonna be why wouldn't they say it's connected? Like why would they be like, nah? It's not connected. We just made that as a fucking one-off piece.
Nah, in that one movie, his parents died this way, but we're going to go over to here and to say his parents were killed this way.
The same exact way. You know?
I think this is the best way. Out of all the movies, all the Batman movies of going flashbacks of how his parents died and just being a mugging, whatever, I think this is the best setup.
Yeah, it's cool because it connects to the character that we like. You like, fuck, you watch this movie, you like... love him, and you're like, you feel bad for him, and you're like, oh yeah, he's the good guy, even though he's like doing horrible stuff.
He's doing horrible,
but they make you hate the world and think like this is the hero. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's like, yeah, uprise.
I guess that would be one of the few criticisms I could make about this movie is that it felt a little bit like, man, why is everyone so evil? Like, every person he talks to is like, fuck you! Like, for no reason, dude. Like, why is all of a sudden the Wayne family so horrible? Please tell me that wasn't supposed to be Alfred.
I don't know.
Probably. It had to have been.
My God, what a dick.
Yeah, but dude, do you think this movie is through his eyes? Like, everybody
through his mentally ill eyes?
I think the whole entire movie is through his mental illness eyes.
Well, there's also the potential at the end when she's like, oh, what are you laughing about, the joke? And he's like, oh, you wouldn't get it. Yeah. You know, it's kind of toys with you where it's like open for interpretation Would he not? She not get it because everything that we just watched was made up in his own head?
Yeah, imagine that. The whole movie's in his head.
He's just in the hospital the whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh my god.
I mean, then obviously with the bloody footprints afterward is kind of like a tip to like, he just killed her and walked out, and he's walking in bloody footprints, and he's getting chased around.
Oh my god. The whole movie was in his fucking mind.
I was shocked though. I was like, "Is this Alfred? He's so mean. What are you doing?" And then you're like, "Oh, you're Penny's child." Like he knows the story.
Yeah, I love how like without
knew
even
the story.
with no hesitation, Thomas Wayne and Alfred both remember his
and are horrible people.
Are they though?
Yeah, he punched that guy in the face in the bathroom just because he's a
He's
mentally
a freak.
ill. Would you?
No.
Right.
It was also 1981. Shit like that went
Yeah,
down.
he's a fucking corrupt. He's like a horribly corrupt person.
That's
When
true.
in all the past Batmans, he's like a great guy, and like the person, like he was basically like Harvey Dent.
He's like more. He's like gray. It's like.
Well, the tough thing too is if you separate and you say, okay, like when he's Bruce Wayne's talking, because he would seemed a little. Oh, not Bruce. When Thomas Wayne, his dad, is talking, he seemed slightly slimy with the politician thing about the clown. Like that's what got him in trouble when he called them clowns and like losers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, that is a good point. If Arthur, he's kind of manipulated that is how he's absorbing the information. But at the same time, like I can kind of punch him in the face a little crazy. But
Yeah.
Punch him
also,
in the face
if you're him, and then you have your butler say, "Hey, some fucking weird dude was doing magic for Bruce and put his fingers in his mouth and then choked the shit out of me and then ran away saying that he's whatever."
Yeah, I mean,
and then this guy's in the bathroom.
Actually, yeah, I'd punch that fucker in the face.
Yeah, I mean,
how would you handle a mentally ill person? I don't know. It still was weird though. It still was weird because
They do make Thomas Wayne look sleazy.
Oh,
you
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
you wouldn't act like that towards someone that you could just clearly tell is fucked up. You wouldn't be like, "Fuck, like, ugh, don't you ever like."
I don't know.
And
If
then
I was
just, like,
cornered
say
in a
one more word,
bathroom
just
with him,
boom, just
and the
punch him
guy
in
who
his
just
mouth.
touched my son and also has this weird connection with the
Yeah,
crazy bitch
but,
that
you
worked
know,
for me.
He's your son, and you're a piece of shit scumbag fucking billionaire who faked documents to make it seem like this kid was adopted. That's kind of like the
Wait,
narrative.
you think that he actually faked it?
I mean, I think it's definitely up for interpretation.
Yeah.
It's definitely, but the narrative that they pushed was that Thomas Wayne is a corrupt person,
Uh-huh.
and that obviously the lady did work for him, and like they showed the flashback. She was cute, she was fucked up in her head, but it's like, oh, okay, like I can kind of see this, like, and then it's like, oh, he's adopted, but he is a powerful guy and could have that stuff faked. And that would make sense too, and that would make her even crazier, pushing her into this and being like trying to hide this fucking like kid that you don't want people to know about because she's poor and blah blah blah, and she's like probably was already mentally unstable, and he fucked a mentally unstable chick, and it's like he's sweeping this shit under the rug, and then that guy comes crawling to your doorstep,
But then he finds out he is adopted, and like
All the
that's what pushes him over the edge.
paper articles about like the House of Horror.
Yeah. Like all that shit pushes him over the edge. He kills his mom.
yeah.
It is left up into interpretation, so we don't really get definitive answers
No.
about almost anything in this
I
movie.
mean, the only thing that could have supported it being fake more would have been if Thomas Wayne was a better guy. If they made you feel like, oh, he kind of seems a little innocent. But the whole time I'm like, this guy's so guilty of everything that you could say about him. These are bad people. And they're like all in on it.
It's so weird that like his
But I do like
killings would cause an uprising like that.
Yeah.
That's a part of the movie that does make me think that it could be in his head.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like everything seemed so like,
Pro him.
yeah, like
Don't you notice that?
man,
Like-
like everyone's right on the brink of like,
Chaos. Like it's in
Chaos,
his own
like-
head. Like his brain, he is going through chaos in his own head.
yeah.
Like he murdered 3 guys in the people of Gotham are cheering on him, wearing masks of him.
Well, even the made up girlfriend part, and she's like, yeah, and like they're looking at the papers, and she's like, yeah, I think they deserve to die. And
Oh,
she
yeah,
says
yeah,
that
yeah,
to him.
yeah.
See, that's and like
Yeah,
the
but then
fact
what-
that he was even on the show.
Yeah, but then what? The whole thing's fake?
I think it's all left up into interpretation, man.
Yeah.
I think there was a strong chance that
I would go
none
with
of this happened.
That would also go with the theme with the director being very vocal, saying how like this character will never cross paths, and that he said this is a stand-alone Joker movie.
And they do show him in Arkham in the beginning, and he's smashing his head against the thing. And there's no explanation about how he got out.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. But like, I don't know. But if you don't use that theory,
yeah. Wait a second, because remember when he says to the guy, he's like, "How do you get into a place like this?" But he already was into a place like that.
Yeah, he doesn't remember how he got in the first time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think he was obviously just entertaining this guy and trying
Okay.
to pull
That
his,
I can see that.
Yeah.
That might be a wrong road to go down.
But I mean, I do like that idea. I don't like the idea that the whole movie's just faking in his head. Like, it's all a dream. It's like you could say it for any movie, you know? But I do like the idea.
It's not like
that
any movie where you can say, "Oh, was that a dream?" It's like literally like I don't know. The whole movie, like
or maybe the first
major
part.
scenes of the movie are weird. Like they're
Yeah.
pro. Why would a whole city be pro murder?
But then that's what makes this a Joker movie, which Joker is a villain in a superhero world where things are fantastical. And in all the Batman stories, Gotham is like the worst city in the world, right? Like this criminals, they always Bane has a fucking 1,000 thugs. Joker has 1,000 thugs. Like the city's bad. It's all full of evil people that are just willing to just be evil. And this kind of shows you the start of where all these evil people came from.
But I feel like he's the hero of his story.
Yeah.
In his
Well,
head.
In
I
his
don't know.
head.
What if
I like
I
the
don't know.
idea that the stuff did happen, but we're seeing it through the filter of his mental illness. That idea I like the best.
I do.
That all this shit did happen, but
or maybe he did kill some people, but actually was captured before, and then parts of the rest of it where it all kind of goes crazy and riot is his fantasy from it. But you'd have to go back and figure out when that switch would be. If it didn't show him opening the door to no one, like to show that it wasn't her, but
that's the thing. This movie shows you what scenes were fake.
Yeah.
Unlike the First Reformed, where again this movie's a lot like that movie because of the scenes that are up for interpretation. Where is that scene real or not? Like they had a lot of scenes like that in that other movie, but in that movie they don't definitively show you what was a hallucination. Like they don't show him in the room and she's not there. Like this was more like Fight Club, where at the end they show you these scenes were fake, these scenes were real. Like the scene where he's imagining him on the thing and he's watching the show with his mom. They cut back to him in the living room and you're like, okay, it was in his head. Like you get a definitive answer.
Yeah.
And then like, they go back and show you all that shit was fake.
Oh man, it's a tough movie, man. It really is. It's so subjective. Anybody can have their own interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could definitely go. I mean, watch it again. Like obviously now that you.
This is worth, I think, repeat viewings, just because it's so odd and it's so unlike any other movie.
And to kind of like to also pay attention to like certain theories. Like right now I was thinking like, oh, maybe it could be this, that, or the other thing. And then you go back and try to pay attention at certain points.
Yeah.
Just see if there's any other
I would
cues.
like to watch a YouTube theory just to hear some more thought out theories and maybe some pointing out of like actual scenes.
On YouTube, I keep seeing it popping up like the ending explained. So it's probably just the part. It's obviously the part with him talking to the.
The weirdest part is that you feel like the evil things he does are justified. But that only makes sense when you think about it. It's justified in his head.
Yeah.
Because he's fucked up.
Yeah.
But then the real world, it's like, no, he's a bad guy. But you're watching the movie through his eyes. And everything's justified. Because, like, he killed those 3 guys, but, like, they were stomping him out. It was self-defense.
Yeah, 2 of the guys, hands down, was self-defense.
Yeah, and then he chased down Tubby and fucking...
Yeah. That was when he
That was murder.
crossed the line.
Was there any good facts that you found or no?
There was actually... there was a lot of stuff. Like, a lot... as far as a lot of trivia facts and whatnot. There was actually a pretty interesting one. I'm impressed at how much shit there is here. Like scrolling through it, it's almost like endless. There's just one part about the super rats that I had up.
Oh yeah, I thought that was going to end up being something, and it wasn't.
Yeah, that's got to be something towards comic books. Super rats, right?
Oh, this was interesting, actually. So the Joker's makeup is very similar to John Wayne Gacy's, the serial killer who often entertained children
Really?
while dressed as Pogo. Interesting. Comedy club was called Pogo's, the clown. This makeup style was shunned by working clowns at the time, which they strictly prohibit sharp ends in their makeup as it scares children. So we had those like diamonds for the eyes and stuff. And there was some of those scenes like when he started to lose it and like because of the tears, like one of the diamonds ran lower. Like that was like there's that one scene when he's walking. It was after the train. And like everyone jumped on the cops that were trying to get him or whatever.
Yeah,
he's like just lighting smoking the cigarette. That was a pretty badass scene.
Yeah, that was a great scene. Yeah,
him walking.
Yeah, it was like okay, he's Joker. Once he was fully in the costume, he had the full suit on.
Yeah,
his hair was dyed green, and he had the full makeup, and he's walking around the city. You're like, holy shit, it's a good Joker. Because before you're just seeing like. I'm just seeing, Arthur, whatever.
Yeah, mentally ill man.
Yeah. But then when they did make a hard switch, and it was like, oh, he's Joker, and like he was different. And when he was talking on the talk show, like I was like, oh man, his answers like are different. Like he's Joker now.
Yeah,
it's like he's not Arthur anymore.
No.
I also thought too that like, when he was running away from the cops, and then he grabbed the mask to then hide his face.
Yeah,
and then he puts the mask in the trash. It's like I thought that was an obvious little thing of like he's now not hiding behind a mask.
Oh yeah. It also reminded me of Heath Ledger because he's hiding.
He has that mask too.
In the beginning of Dark Knight, he's got a double clown mask on. He's wearing it, and then he pulls it off, and you're like, oh shit, it's Heath Ledger.
Yeah. So in a recent interview with Special Effects Magazine, Joaquin Phoenix acknowledged that while the violence in Joker is a little more visceral and raw than films such as Avengers series, he didn't have hesitation about it. He said, "You always want it to feel real, and you want the little violence that we have to have an impact," he said. "What happens a lot in movies is that you get numb to it. You're killing 40,000 people, you don't feel it. While being a fictional story in a fictional world, you always want it to feel real. Everything that happens in this movie as far as violence goes, you feel it." I thought that was kind of interesting because, like, in the Avengers and all that, it is, like, constant killing, but it's obviously not as dark.
Dude,
and so
Batman v Superman, or even Superman, fucking Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah, he kills.
Thousands of people die in that movie in the cities, and you don't fucking care.
Right.
So it's like with these two, and like you guys were just saying, everyone he killed, you could argue there was a reason for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
obviously
all part
the guy
of the
that
story.
limped away, and maybe Robert De Niro. I mean, he was hitting with the hard hitting questions and really.
He only kills people that have wronged him in some way.
Well, yeah, because he brought him on.
And Robert De Niro was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Robert
De Niro made fun of him.
Yeah,
fucking the guy ratted him out about the gun. The three dudes fucking beat the shit out of him.
He let the midget go because
he was a nice guy.
Right.
Like he only kills people that are justified in his head.
Mm-hmm.
I love when he after he just brutally murdered the other friend clown, and then with the midget guy, and he like pretends to jump at him. To fuck with.
That was my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought that was the creepiest scene.
When he kills him?
Yeah, like his face with the blood splattered on it, like he looked disturbing in that scene.
Like distorted, and he's like up at him. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then he pulls the scissors out, and I was like, I didn't know if he was gonna do it.
Oh, I knew that guy was gonna die as soon as when he said that the boss was like, oh, he told me that you fucking wanted a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that guy's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like he fucking ratted him out over the gun that he gave him.
Like the thing was saying, they made the kills meaningful, and it was like, oh man, is he really just about to fucking murder a dude cold blood in his apartment? Like he's never gonna be able to get away with this.
No.
Like this.
He's full blown Joker. He killed his mom.
Yeah. But that was like, oh, he could get away with this because she just died.
You could possibly get. I feel like that's like a movie thing. If your mom was on her deathbed and you suffocated with a pillow, I think you're gonna go to jail.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to test her and be like, she was suffocated. They would be things like, oh, there was like markings, bruising, Like, oh, there was a struggle.
Wait, you don't think a morgue could tell if he was suffocated or not?
Yeah, if there was a struggle. But like if your mom was so sick she's like can't move and you just put a pillow over her face to suffocate her, like they might just think she just died because of her sicknesses.
I guess you're right.
Plus, also back then with technology, as far as tracking him down, it's not like he's got a Facebook.
Yeah, like
or
everything
cell
I thought,
phone
like
or-
That's
I'm
true.
like, you know, I was like tallying his crimes. I'm like, oh, he could get away with this. Like
Yeah.
he kills his people on the subway. Like you could get away with that. There's a lot of people walking around as clowns.
Yeah, Gotham City's trash.
Yeah,
literally, they're trash
But then
and
it was like
piling
in the apartment. I was like, oh my god, is he really gonna kill this guy? And like I thought I was like, oh, maybe he'll just put the scissors back in his pocket. You know, I was like, maybe it's one of those scenes, and he just plunges it in his neck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he
Stabs it in his eye.
then he
bashes his
bashes his
against
head
the
over
fucking
and over
wall
and over, dude.
like 15 times. And the kid, the other midget guy's like, oh God, he's like, Jesus, what are you doing, Arthur? Like it was so real. It was so real.
It was so
It didn't
visceral.
feel like a superhero movie at all.
No.
It felt like Seven, like a wicked nitty gritty murder movie. Like
Oh yeah, you feel like dirt. It
Yeah.
was dirty, but just
it was just like,
awkward.
holy shit, this is so gruesome. And he's just sitting there, and he's got the blood splatter, dude. It's like, oh my god.
Oh, can you help me open the doors? Oh yeah.
This isn't even a superhero movie. What do you even call this?
A dark origin story.
Psychological fucking horror.
It's a villain movie. What if you start doing these villain movies? Because even Venom,
villain,
which is a
yeah.
villain in some you know
Yeah,
some ways, but in the Venom that they did was the anti-hero Venom,
yeah,
but it's not the same Venom.
right.
So like this is like the first truly like just straight up villain movie. They
Plus
haven't made
also
one
he
before.
was
They
like-
tried to do it with Suicide Squad.
It's true, but they band together to be anti-heroes.
Yeah,
Like even
Yeah.
I think even the comic books there.
I think it'd be a really interesting take if they started doing it with some more. I mean, I don't want them to make it like a cookie cutter, like, you know, oh, we got to roll out 7 movies that are all the same kind of thing. But it would be interesting because a lot of the villains, like, you know, because I was just watching Mindhunter and it was all about serial killers, and they say like they come from terrible upbringings. That's what makes them, creates who they are and do the things they do. So it's kind of be interesting where it's like this raw, gritty, like a product of their environment and how they were brought up, you know, is what, which would be interesting. Like, why is the fucking Riddler batshit crazy, or why does he do these certain things? And then
Yeah.
it shows his.
I just hope they don't do more. I mean, I would be cool if they do more, but like to think that like if they do another one, it's going to be this good. Like this is lightning in a
Yeah,
bottle.
you can't.
This movie's going to get
It's
nominated
like-
for the most Oscars ever for a comic book.
It's like True Detective. When True Detective first came out, I knew before them even announcing if there was other ones. I think we had talked about. I'm like, I don't think they can ever top this.
No.
Like, I don't want another. I mean, they had already talked this in the seasons, but it was like, they can't top this. I'd rather them just do something else and call it something different.
Like after Dark Knight, like we were all like, oh, they could do this again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know if they can do this again. This is an Oscar movie. This isn't a comic movie. This isn't Guardians.
Mm.
You know, one like, oh, they could do Guardians too.
no, I'd rather get what we were talking about earlier, where they build it's like you said, it's they captured lightning with this, so it's like I don't want them to try to recreate it. I would just rather them keep tones from it and then do like we were saying, do the hero. Like Logan's actually the great example. Like if they did a movie that was like Logan, it was like that good, that real, but about a good guy.
Yeah.
But still nitty gritty, you know? Like if they did that Logan Batman style, that would fit in with this so well. And then do the meetup, I guess. Like if they want, I don't know. It'd be tough because you don't want them to ruin it. But I would rather them do that.
I just want, yeah. If they keep something,
It's like the Marvel thing. Like they do Iron Man. You're like, Iron Man's great. And then it's like, okay, you liked Iron Man origin story? Okay. Get ready, guys. And there's Thor, Doctor Strange,
Yeah,
this
like
one,
I
that
don't
one,
want
that
them
one.
to
Pump them out,
have it
dude. Just
so like, you know,
everything. Like, oh, you like this nitty gritty rated R villain origin? Okay, here we go.
out.
Riddler, Penguin, this one, that one, this one. Like, no, I don't want
like that would be so unsatisfying if they had that, especially like a timeline. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you know, over the course of 4 years, we're doing like, you know, it's like
Oh,
mm,
no, I don't
can't
want
do
that.
that.
I don't think
'cause
they're
it's gonna
gonna.
lose all feeling.
I just want them to keep some tones for the new Batman movie. Like I want it to be a detective. I want it to be nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Like this movie was nitty gritty. Like it's
Yeah.
the dark, seedy parts of
And
New York City.
realistic. It was
Yeah.
very
They filmed it in New York
realistic.
City. You could tell.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah, like
looks dark and
maybe
gross.
Batman, like as the detective, he's got, because it was fucking parents, the way they died, and he watched
Yeah.
them. Maybe he has some, I don't know, substance abuse. Something to make him feel a little bit.
And it's
going
to
to
be PG-13 because they can't make a bad movie and make it R. It's impossible.
sucks.
It would make less money.
Then I'm already off.
Yeah, but I don't think movies need to be R. The only reason this movie was R
Because of the murdering.
was a lot of the F-bombs. Obviously, you can only have one
But I
F-bomb
like
in an R.
That's what made this movie. This movie without the F-bombs and without the murdering it sucks.
Yeah, but when I think back though, how many I know he didn't really swear that much ever.
There was over one. There was like
He did
5
start
to
swearing
10
a lot at the end.
But like
F-bombs.
as a whole though, as far as like swearing, there really wasn't that much.
If they
for an
cut those back and they
R-rated
didn't
movie.
show like the shooting's fine. You can shoot guys like that's PG-13. It's the stabbing part with the blood spattering that was R. You know.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I know, but I don't think that's not Batman. I don't think they need to show that.
No, Batman doesn't need to do it.
But I don't think I just don't think they're never ever gonna make a Batman R. Like we just need to get that out of our heads.
That sucks.
It's just never gonna happen.
That's one of the best.
I just don't
parts
think you
of
need
this
it. I don't
movie.
think you need it. I don't
Yeah, but
think
that's-
R
The
has to go with
last
Batman.
DC R-rated movie was Watchmen, which was 10 years ago. Besides this,
Wow.
So I think R fits for for exactly this, but I just don't think Batman he's not gonna be chopping dudes' heads off with batarangs.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to be the one doing those evil things. I just want those evil things to be allowed in the movie,
I
as
know.
well as all the
Well, dude,
F-bombs and
I do
stuff.
too. I'm just saying they're not gonna do it.
Yeah, that sucks.
It
It's
does suck.
already worse. If they're not willing to do the R-rated thing,
But
then
Dark Knight was pretty fucking dark and it was PG-13.
not this dark.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't think it needs to be that dark.
but this is why we
fucking
love
Joker
this
shoves a
movie.
pencil in a guy's eye
Yeah,
in a
Yeah.
PG-13 movie.
that was dope.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like I just want it to be nitty gritty like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want him to be a detective in, like a fucking
Yeah, you want it
crime
to be
scene.
rated
in New York.
R.
What?
You want it to be rated R.
No, I don't need to see guys getting stabbed in the throat with a scissors.
That doesn't.
That
help,
was the only R thing. The
that
movies,
doesn't help make this movie.
most of his movies, him walking
yeah, but
around
they can't
laughing
show.
to
They
himself.
can't show someone shoot someone like that though.
Definitely.
Can they?
Definitely.
Like
I
shoot
would be-
someone in the head and they're and blood sprays all over the wall behind
There'd
them.
be a little less blood spatter, but you can
Yeah,
shoot a
yeah.
guy in a PG-13
Yeah,
movie.
you can shoot a guy and he goes, oh, and he dies. But I'm saying, can you shoot a guy in the head, point blank, and show it? And then he's like, and there's blood
No.
spraying black.
Yeah.
No, that's
These
The
things,
blood
these are the
splatter,
things
you
that
can't-
make this movie. These scenes that we're talking about, that you're saying we don't need, are what make this movie a 10 out of 10. Without
I
them-
think Dark Knight is
It's
a
a
10 out of 10.
PG-13, yeah.
Just like this movie.
Yeah, but
I'm not
that's
even
like-
sure if this movie is a 10 out of 10.
that's like an orchestra.
Do you think this movie is
of-
a 10 out of 10?
It's pretty close.
It's close.
I was trying to think of if I were to give it earlier in my own head, if I was to give it a 9 out of 10, what would I be taking away from a 10 out of 10?
My only gripes were I felt like the girl was kind of weird. Even though she wasn't real, but she
Yeah.
was real, but even though like the relationship wasn't real, she just felt weird to me. She just felt like a 2000s person.
It wasn't even what she looked like. I just felt like you just kind of knew it was too good to be true. Like, this guy's fucking crazy looking.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he just, opens the door and then, makes out with her.
Right.
And then, she's at the hospital with him. You're like, okay, she's not there. I
I knew.
looked at Heather. I was like, she's not there.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
knew.
it's
no,
so obvious.
I knew all that too.
That you could probably just cut that out of the movie, to be honest.
She just felt like weird to me. She just felt like she reminded me of like like she'd be in Creed.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't know. I was like, is this even realistic? That's like she's like a single black, good looking. She's like she dresses well. It's like, isn't this like?
It's like, why is he even into her?
She looks like
Yeah.
she's from 2005, and he looks like he's from 1970.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't belong here. It's like it was weird to me. But I mean, she wasn't in the movie a whole lot, and it was just to display more mental illness. That was my one gripe, and then the other thing was how the world just seemed so negative, and how everyone just seemed so evil, and everyone was mean, and even the social workers, the therapists, like no one was like even willing to be like even care 5%. Everyone was like, he'll say these things and be like, I'm really fucked up, everything's fucked up, and then she's just waiting to be like, so anyway, we're closing. It was like, and I get that was the tone of it, but it just felt like this unrealistically brutal.
Well, yeah.
But we explained how that could be just like through his mental illness
Yeah.
vision, you know.
Exactly.
So that kind of
Because he says a lot, too, like especially at the end when he goes off on the Murray show. When
yeah.
he's
So
like,
other than those two things for me, which one of them is kind of half explained, I feel like there's not really anything else I could think is wrong with this movie. So I'd have to give it like a 9.5.
Yeah, I give it like a 9.5 if I had to really score it and think hard about it.
Yeah.
I think some of the Zazzy beats, some of that stuff just didn't work as well for me because like First Reformed, when he makes out with the girl in the end,
Mm-hmm.
like that's like holy shit, like is this real?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
yeah.
floating up in the air.
Right, yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know it's not real, but at the same time you're like, what the fuck is going on? And I feel like they tried similar shit with this.
And she
I
was
feel like
just,
it wasn't as
she was like
executed
too
as well.
she was too hot.
Yeah,
Like, she was too good looking.
why was
I'm
he?
like, why
He was
is
into
she-
her because she like did the fucking blowing her brains out, and like that's just, as soon as she did that to him, and I showed a slight bit of kindness to him,
Cable guy.
lashed on to
Full
her.
cable guy.
Full cable guy.
yeah.
So it's like I don't know. I feel like that wasn't, everything else was executed to perfection. That one little aspect of the movie for me didn't.
I just
work
feel like
well.
she was too hot, you know? Maybe if they casted like a slightly uglier,
That's why I'm interested to
be
see
a
it
little
again.
bit more
To
realistic.
like pay more attention to their scenes.
Like maybe if she was like a crackhead.
Right?
Like maybe if she was like, maybe if it was like a crackhead, it would make more sense. Like, oh, okay, she's living in this horrible, shitty apartment because she's a crackhead.
Yeah, if she
But
was
she's
more
like
like
kind of hot,
disheveled
or
when
like,
he saw
well, like not
her.
like a
Yeah, if
crackhead.
she was
but-
like a prostitute or something.
yeah, like a
Yeah,
prostitute
yeah.
with like a kid, and he like sees the kid, and like he feels bad because
Imagine that if he was like addicted to going to prostitutes.
That would have been like that. Maybe they could have
He doesn't
sold that a
even
little
fuck.
better.
He just cries.
Yeah, he just goes there and just talks to him.
Yeah.
It's like one half of this apartment building is like literally scummy crackheads, and then her apartment's like, oh, this isn't a bad apartment. Like, and you're a great looking chick, and that's a cute little girl, and like, some of this doesn't fit.
I'm gonna be your daddy.
I don't know. Movie was good.
Very good.
I just it wasn't. I don't know if it was necessarily slow. I just wanted, because obviously the hype of it. I was like, when are we gonna see some fucked up shit? Like, when is he
Yeah.
really going full?
Because
Joker?
I've heard in all the reviews that like it gets so dark.
Yeah.
And, like, I was just waiting. When's it gonna happen?
I know. Same
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
And he kills the guys with a gun. I was like, okay, this is dark.
Yeah.
This
Like, when's
movie,
the real shit gonna kick in?
yeah.
And he
This
stabbed
movie
that
was
guy in
very dark, and I do agree with it. But like, hype is such a thing where like, it wasn't as like the killing was fucked up, but it wasn't as it. Honestly, I think like Devil's Rejects is fucking
Oh,
left
well,
me with a more pit in
That's
my
borderline
stomach.
X-rated.
That's what I mean, though. Like
Yeah.
that, when I
Yeah.
saw Devil's Rejects, dude, like that left like the hotel scene and how unsettling it is, and
Yeah.
like they have him kidnapped, and they're like that was way more unsettling. I mean, this was a very uncomfortable movie, but I think it's just one of those stupid
Yeah,
things.
it
with
felt
hype.
a little more on the level of like that scene from Driver. Is that what that movie's called? Where he stomps that dude's head in the
Drive.
elevator.
Oh, yeah.
Drive.
Yeah.
This is like that level of shocking. It was like, you know, like you didn't expect that in that movie at all. And it was
Yeah.
like kind of way violent over the top. And this kind of was like that, you know? It was like kind of like Seven, but not quite. Seven's really disgusting.
Yeah,
That movie's disgusting.
I almost wish
It is, yes. There's
I-
some gross
Yeah.
shit.
And
in
I
that
think the
movie.
big thing about it too was the fact that this movie came out of not maybe it came out of nowhere, but after the film festival, and it was like holy shit, and people were raving about it, and like, oh, this isn't your typical superhero movie.
Yeah.
I almost wish I wasn't exposed to that. Like I wouldn't want to go into it thinking it was a superhero movie, but it would have been pretty wild to go in not expecting this kind of a movie.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really anything that super about him.
Mm.
I mean, the world was definitely a little bit fantastical, like kind of a little imaginary world. And like him surviving that car crash, I guess, was a little like, how did he survive that?
We should go see. I mean, this is a little. I mean, I guess we're done with the movie, right? I can bring this up. This is separate from this. I just want to quickly bring it up.
Yeah.
We should go see Jay and Silent Bob reboot next week
Yeah.
instead of starting Star Wars, because technically we're supposed to start Star Wars October 22nd,
Yeah.
so we actually have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I wanted to start next week just to get a head start. But Jay and Silent Bob is only playing for 2 nights until it comes. They're doing the weirdest release for this.
Oh, that
movie.
Oh, they're
circuit
doing that.
thing.
They're doing so like
yeah.
it doesn't come out in Providence until February because he's coming to Providence.
Kevin Smith.
But it's releasing everywhere in select theaters for 2 days. Next Tuesday and next
Wow.
Thursday.
Oh, Columbus, right?
And we get a poster.
Yeah, let's go.
You want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, Columbus Theater, right? That's what they're doing?
No,
Oh,
no,
that's
this-
their special.
This one's in Bellingham, which is only for 20 minutes from here.
Yeah.
Let's,
Bellingham's
let's do that next Tuesday.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm down.
It's at 7, so it's not really that late. The movie's
I'm
probably
down
like an
for
hour
that.
and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That movie's probably short.
I definitely don't want to see this movie with Kevin Smith around.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear
Hold on,
him.
let me see the tickets.
I don't want to listen to him.
Because I would go. I mean,
cry
that
on
sounds.
stage.
I mean, we get a poster, which is cool.
We do like
You can add
posters.
it to
If we go to the October 17th one, which is, I think, what is that? It's a Thursday. It's a double feature. It's Jay and Silent Bob 1 and 2.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
But I'd rather go to
Yeah, I just rather.
I'd rather.
I digress.
Why, are you down, Chase, or no?
Yeah, no, I'd be down.
Oh my God. Why is it so fucking expensive?
Is it?
No, not like retardedly expensive. I'm just saying, why is it? It's $20 a ticket.
Jesus.
Oh my God, so funny. I open up my Instagram and fucking this girl that I know. It's Tusk. She's watching Tusk right now.
Oh, wow.
Jesus. What the fuck's wrong with her? Is she all right? Should we call the police?
Well, we watched it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, she's got the scene too of when he's freaking out at the end when he's like,
I'm definitely down to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. No, I need to edit this and get rid of the part where I say this is the last episode.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah, it's
No
fine.
one's, listening, no one's listening anyway.
Yeah.
Even Barry wouldn't even listen. Is that getting worse up there, or am I crazy?
You're crazy.
It's like 40 nights. Or
It's like every time I look at it, I don't know. In my eyes, it gets worse. It's like a spreading
I think
cancer.
it is. I think it does get worse and worse.
Oh God! All right, what else can we talk about?
Yeah, it was. Well, I guess we. Well, I mean, yeah, I'd agree with that about the rating. I'd give it a 9.5 too.
Yeah, the movie joins our collection. Whatever
The only so the bad reviews that I don't feel like reading any reviews. The fucking the good reviews were just Joaquin Phoenix's performance and
I think that's the biggest takeaway from the movie. To be
Yeah.
completely honest.
the performance,
Yeah.
the
This is his
nitty gritty, the
performance.
fucking this and that. The bad reviews, a lot of people are just saying that it's so like edge core
Edgecore.
yeah, like those
Trying to get
dudes
a
that
rise
like
out of
those
people.
dudes who, like dress up as Joker like all the time and like post pictures on their Facebook of them like I'm the Joker, like the people
like
who are
TikTok people.
yeah people who are like obsessed with Joker and like
Yeah.
people who like those chicks who are like obsessed with Harley Quinn.
Uh-huh.
It's like those dudes, like those edge people, like they're so edgy all the time. Like everything's emo, everything's bad, like everything's fucked the world, everybody sucks, every fucking happy family is fucking truly disgusting, like blah blah blah.
Yeah, ICP people.
Yeah. Like this, the bad reviews are like, oh, this is just fuel for that. Or one thing I saw was like, this movie is just a compilation of GIFs that you're going to see reposted on Twitter for the next 5 years of like him walking up to the time clock and punching the time clock. Like you're going to see that on your thing,
Yeah.
like with the caption that's funny about not
But
wanting to
it's
be
not
at
like
work.
they took
Like people,
GIF writers and said, "All right, make 7
Make a
GIFs
movie."
and we'll make a movie around that."
yeah. That's what some of the bad reviews are saying.
It's like, what are you talking about? Like a lot of people like The Office, or a lot of people like Mean Girls. Like for some people, like Mean Girls is more popular now, I feel like, than it was 10 years ago.
The GIFs, like the
And it's 'cause
reaction.
the GIFs and like quotes.
That's
from
what
it.
I say. Reaction.
It's like they
GIFs.
didn't make Mean Girls or The Office to be quote worthy, like GIF worthy.
They said
Like
every
some-
other scene in this movie is a reaction GIF. That's what it said.
Okay, they did it on purpose. Like,
Right,
what?
right.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I fucking the end scene when he's doing the interview, right? I was like, in my head, I was like, imagine if like you were like, I want to do a Joker movie, right? And it's like rated R, and you had this idea of like, imagine the Joker like on a talk show being interviewed. Like, imagine if you like just had that idea,
Yeah,
and you're like, how do we get that?
yeah.
Like, how do we get the Joker, as a murderer on TV, and he murders the fucking host? Like, that's what I want to see. Like, imagine if you had that idea first, and then you were like, how do we make that fucking movie? Because, like, man, that seems so good. I thought it was so cool how it all like just built up to that moment. He was like just finally Joker right before that, and like now he's on TV, and like people don't even know what they're seeing.
No,
like we're watching it like, oh my god, it's Joker. Like you would have never seen Heath Ledger's Joker on the Today Show in The Dark Knight, and he murders Jimmy Kimmel like that. They couldn't pull that off in that universe. It's only in this movie, the way they did it, that they could have this scene. It's like the Dick Van Dyke Show. And it's like just a huge fuck you. I thought it was, man, that was fucking so good. And I did like how this movie kind of like referenced the real world in terms of like it's the fucking mental illness thing. You know, how mental illness is treated in this country. I thought it was kind of cool. You know,
some people didn't like that about this movie.
A lot of people
about like the real life issues going on.
Yeah, a lot of people were worried that just like you said, it's fuel for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do it bad, you know. Like we were talking about that fucking what's that movie with Will Smith and John C. Reilly, Holmes and Watson. Like Holmes and Watson like makes a Trump joke.
You say Will Smith?
Did I say Will Smith?
Yeah.
I was
going to say Wild Wild West at first.
Yeah, I was like, we'll say Gemini Man.
But like, it's like that movie made a Trump joke, right? And that's like that's the worst way that you can try to reference today's issues. Like if this movie made a Trump joke, I'd be like, oh. But like this movie, I felt like did it in like the passable way.
Yeah, I didn't find it.
Like it was so undertoned references to real world stuff that it wasn't.
I think that's a common theme that's been through history is poor people rising up against rich people. That's not a new thing.
Yeah. No, I mean specifically how mental illness is treated.
Yeah, that I do like. I think that.
Yeah.
I think people are harping on it's today's society with fucking, like fucking the downtrodden poor people are rising up against their rich.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's been happening for thousands of years.
Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
The mental illness thing is definitely because you don't see that very often in movies. Anything mental illness.
Right. Right.
Well,
and just like
how
the system fails people.
I can already picture them being there. I hope he gets it because I haven't seen any other movie with Oscar Best Actor. I don't even know who to be. I don't even know who they'd nominate right now. I don't know. Leo for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, maybe. I don't even.
Did you ever see that?
I did, yeah.
How was it?
It's good.
I got to see it.
It's good.
I also want to see that Brad Pitt movie that's out right now.
Ad Astra.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying he's really good in that.
Which one's that?
The space one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wanted to see it. I heard
and then what's the other one coming out with the fucking cars?
Oh, that was good.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah. I could see something coming out.
That's Oscar worthy. Probably. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm guessing. I'm assuming. I don't know. I have to look. I don't know.
This one's good though.
Front runner, baby.
I give it I'm the Joker, baby. Fucking.
Was that a quote? That was good.
No, it's that fucking
Joker,
video
baby.
I put in the text. It's like some high school performance of like the Joker, and it's this kid, and his face is crudely painted, and he's doing his own rendition of the Joker, which you gotta give him props for. But it's so bad, and he's like a 1920s gangster. He's like, "I'm the Joker, baby," and then his Joker laugh is, it's like that, dude. It's so funny.
Oh god,
I'm the Joker, baby.
Yeah, the kid looks like Tim. I swear to God,
he does. He looks like a young Tim.
Yeah, I think because definitely, it's fucking.
It's so funny.
Like, where else can you go with the character Joker? Too, by the way.
This character?
Yeah, it's like they've done a few now, and like I think Jared Leto's Joker, honestly, was the most drastic change of a Joker.
Yeah,
and it did not work well.
No, everything about it was terrible.
Which is so weird because he is like a method actor, and obviously we've seen him in good movies with good performances.
Well, he kind of ditched that. I mean, I feel like when it came out too, I wondered if at parts of it he just knew he's like, yeah, this is just not.
Well, I think a lot of his stuff got cut out because they hired him.
They
hired a music video fucking editing. The people who edit music videos for a living, they hired him to edit the whole movie. To make it. That's why remember parts of that movie where it's like a music video with like music and like the intro.
Fucked
it's because of a fucking
It's like
an Eminem and stuff. It's like that's why.
I know. Now that, like you were saying, Tom, about those people, those fucking like
Edgelords.
oh my god, that they must they loved, I'm sure, Jared Leto in that because that like spoke to them because it's also ghetto.
Tattoo.
It's like ghetto white trash.
Yeah.
Like
I want to meet someone.
Like, dude, these people get posted on Reddit all the time. It's like Reddit. It's like Reddit cringe something or cringeworthy, I think. And there's like a couple ones that are just like it's like like wicked cringy TikToks and stuff. It's like it's they're hard to watch. They're so bad.
I love the one.
And there's a lot of Joker stuff, dude.
Oh
like,
yeah.
There's a lot of guys out there that are mentally ill and think that they are the Joker. There's one guy who like got tattoos of like scars, and they're so bad.
This guy.
Is that who the guy?
Joker. Well, I don't know if he has a TikTok, but I've been following Instagram for a few years now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got tattoos.
He's got a porn.
Does he?
He just uploaded to. I'll show you guys afterwards to Pornhub of him fucking some girl from behind.
This is disgusting. He's like his hair's dyed green.
I want to see the full of the porn right now.
He's got fucking scars, and his fucking Facebook and Instagram is just filled with pictures of him posing as.
Does he have a lot of followers?
Oh no, that's not the guy. That's not the guy I'm thinking of, but that is one of them.
That's a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, you want to?
Pull the porn.
I'm the Joker, baby.
He recently got the tattoo that goes around his face, where the Joker that has the version of the face stitched to him. But people were making
so hard in the paint,
fun
dude.
of him, and they made fun of him because they were like, "You fucking idiot! You fucking idiot! You made this on your chin." So it looks like you have a weird beard chin strap when you should have made the stitches below under.
Yeah.
He looks odd. That is some.
He's going so hard in the paint, dude.
Dude,
he's committing.
Is that the porn?
No.
Pick up the fucking porn.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Put peanut butter on his face.
400,000 views.
Really?
Yeah, dude. He's got only 112 followers, but he's been all over World Star and
Wait,
stuff.
112?
Yeah, 100,000. Yeah,
112,000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think he said 112.
Oh no. Yeah, no, he's fucking crazy.
I'm the Joker, baby.
All right, make it with the porn.
All right. Well, do you want to end this so I can show you the porn?
No, I want the listeners to hear us.
All right.
I don't think anybody's going to listen to this at the very end.
I gotta search his name.
You never know. Yeah, Chase's boss. Let me skip to the end.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah, Chase, come in the office, please.
Please.
Oh yeah, you know what else was weird? How the boss didn't believe him about the sign.
Yeah.
That was another one where I was like, man, this world is just out to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Really, you got jumped for a sign? Who would steal a fucking sign?
I don't know, some asshole.
The store called, said you were missing. Yeah, I got jumped and I was in the hospital, man. Fuck.
Fucking A.
Is it a good porn?
Can I schmack off to it later or?
It's fucking.
Oh no!
I'm the Joker, baby. Ew.
That's so fucking weird that he's an Instagram fucking guy and he put his own porn out.
Yeah, dude.
Is she hot? I can't tell.
No.
She looks like a crackhead.
Oh, they couldn't film her.
She looks like a
crackhead. I can actually hold on.
You're gonna walk the
screen. Let me lock the screen. Yeah, that's what everyone was saying. She's like, oh, she's a crack.
Ew. Ew. You know,
what the fuck?
That's all it is too. There's no money shot or anything. It's just this, and then
that chick.
That's
loves
a long
Harley
video.
Quinn.
Fast forward. How long is that?
It's only 6.5 minutes.
Oh, it looked way longer on the little.
You know that chick loves Harley Quinn. She's one of those girls.
What's the end like?
Who's gonna go see
it
that?
It just ends. It's about to end.
Oh, it's a cream pie. She sounds retarded.
Oh man, look at his fucking face tattoos.
Yeah.
God, he is.
Poor guy.
I don't like the way
he does like
fucks.
for a while. He does the whole for clout. If you pay him, send him X amount of dollars, he'll shout you out and do stuff like that.
He's got a Patreon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's interesting.
Well, I think we're done here.
That's the chick that goes and sees that Harley Quinn movie and is like, "That movie was great."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's the
Birds
reason.
of Prey.
She's the reason they're making that movie.
I don't think they're very smart. I bet their combined IQs is like 60. I mean, the guy's got fucking stupidest tattoos. And I think she had face tattoos, didn't she?
Probably. Yeah. I'm
I
sure.
think those were meth scars.
Yeah.
She covered her meth scars and her acne scars. All right.
All right, folks.
Our second, maybe last, but possibly second to last? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Who cares?
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.